Hi, this is Mike Hendrickson from Solid 2014 in Fort Mason, San Francisco with Denise Cooper. Denise, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Mike?
I'm doing well. So you're with PayPal.
Yeah, PayPal.
Yes. And how is this event so far?
You know, it's been a really interesting event. I mean, it's a first year, so it's still trying to find itself. There's a lot of width, right, and not so much depth yet. But I've seen O'Reilly develop properties like this, and so I know that with the kind of turnout that we had, next year's going to be even more interesting.
Yes.
So I was really glad that we were able to be here.
So speaking of depth, can you go into a little depth about what Beacon is and Bluetooth Low Energy?
Yeah, sure. So we're here talking about the Internet of Things, which is about software extending into the hardware space, hardware extending into the software space. We're a software company. We're a payments company, but we saw a need to create a beacon that had a little more technical sophistication and more security than most of the beacons that we were seeing out there. And what beacons do is you put them in places where people are going to be, and where the fact that you know they're there can allow you to enhance their experience. So the way we use it is to provision our app with available local merchants, within proximity of you that you can use PayPal at, and then once you're at the merchant, you can have a richer experience. They know who you are because you've worked with them before. You've paid for something using PayPal, so they have some information about you, and they might say hi to you. Makes it feel more like cheers, and they might know what your favorite thing to order is, and they might things like that. That'll make it possible to be richer. Another example of what this technology could do is, for instance, in a museum, when you're cruising through the museum and you have the little headset on, what if that was just on your phone? What if your phone knew that you were in the room that's got the Rembrandt, and so it would offer you the opportunity to learn more about that? Those are the kinds of things you can do with it. So anything that has location and a time band and where you can make a match and give richer information on a mobile device.
I was thinking like a speed lane for an athletic event like a Giants game or some sort of thing where you wanted to get in quickly to have a lane and a beacon in there and you can just walk right through?
Yeah, there's lots of stuff like that you can do with it. It's similar to RFID, but newer, and it has more going on. Because it's a two-way beacon, ours is a two-way beacon, we can actually authenticate, first of all, that the beacon really is coming from the vendor that it's advertising to come from, and it's not some guy around the corner with with a laptop waiting to get your passwords, right? But then also that you are who you say you are, which means that we can authenticate you for payments and stuff. But we, at this show, talked about porting the beacon software, which was written in Go, to run on a Raspberry Pi. So this thing has got a very specialized chip in it. And developers are having a very hard time getting to know BLE because, that stands for Bluetooth Low Energy, because the later specs of Bluetooth, it's taking a while for chip manufacturers to make those things very available. So if you can't order 10,000 chips, you're kind of in trouble. So we made it run on a Raspberry Pi so that developers could play with it. It's never going to do what this one does, but it's enough to let you get your teeth wet and decide if that's something that's going to work for you, and then hopefully you'll want to use ours. We have a nice SDK that lets you extend it in all kinds of ways and shapes too. You don't have to do it payments through it to make it useful.
Excellent. So where do you see this going in the future?
BLE?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's going to be everywhere. We know from talking to other people that have beacons on the market that everybody's heading for two-way. We know that the price of those chips is going to come down, and they're going to be much more available as more manufacturers get involved. And we think that it's going to make richer experiences in many, many, many places. So, this is the Internet of Things coming to commerce.
Excellent. I enjoyed our brief conversation. Denise, thank you very much.
You're sure welcome.